Hey. There we go. Yeah. We're ready to roll. Yeah. Hey.
This means peace.
Yeah, peace in the house. That's right.
Peace everywhere.
That's right. Hey.
Peace on the north side.
Well, she just got back from Jamaica. You know, she was doing it.
No, it is. You declare it.
She was getting her groove back.
We declare peace.
Not really though.
We declare peace on the north side.
You know, you can do that.
I tried
All right.
Y'all have a wonderful day, all right?
Hey, take care, brother.
You have tapped right into SB Barber Morning Show, and I'm with our host and our commentator, BJ Smith, President and CEO of Minneapolis and the Worldwide Mad Days. What's going on?
Oh man, it's great to be here. I just left the Rotary Club, and we came down to Sammy's. We're live at Sammy's as usual, doing our thing at Sammy's. Man, ordered my sandwich. You know, your son, we eat the same sandwich now, so we got a little thing going on, right? But we met this young lady, and she was just got back from Jamaica, and she was talking about it. It's meant for her to be here today because we're giving out the bracelets and we're taking the pledges. We're taking peace pledges today.
Yes.
Just getting people to take a pledge, you know. And you know, on Friday, we're excited about the Senior Pride Day coming up. We're going to have our Senior Pride Day. We're excited about that. We're going to honor our seniors. And guess what? I'm honoring two people. My sister that recovered from a transplant and my mother that's back in my life after being gone for 50 years. So that's going to be great.
Yes, it is.
And then on the next week is the Festival of Fathers. But we were talking about the homicides and the killings, and she witnessed a homicide. And you were just saying, I was just wondering, you said it was meant for you to come in here. What did you mean by that?
Well, first of all, I'm late for work. I'm supposed to be at work by 9. And when I went to Jamaica, I had a smoothie every day. And I don't have stuff in my house to make a smoothie, so I came in here and they made me one yesterday before I came back today. And today I came in here and I saw you and somebody had told me that something violent happened to your brother. And I thought, man, what's going on? This man keep peace. Why they bothering him? And then while I was gone, my girlfriend down the street, a man died in her arms. He got beaten on the street. And I thought, wow, just before I left, they shot up my house and my car. And I thought, is it really, that's what the north side is really becoming? So a few weeks ago, my neighbor got killed outside my window. I had went out and I messed with him because they used to leave trash on my side of the street. And I don't know, for the first time in my life, I actually saw a dead body at 53. I'm still devastated. When I look out my window now, I see a memorial every day. And is that what we're going to have all over our neighborhoods, our memorials? We're not going to have, hey neighbor, how you doing? We're not going to have peace.
Look at our audience,
I'm
those
like,
that will see
wow.
us live, and talk to the community and tell them how you feel. If
Is
that
this really what y'all want? Real life gun violence, we having shootouts, we killing down mothers, we killing babies, we killing grandmothers, people that raise us, people that help us, people that take care of our kids. If y'all don't see where you need those people, remove yourself. But put down the guns, man. That's not it. That's really, really not the way. I look at those kids, I look in their eyes, their mom is gone, and they watched her die in the street. I'm overwhelmed.
now stay right there because I gotta hit something. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Not too long ago, Lisa Clemens, and they also, along with Al Flowers, they do a show on KMOJ on Sundays. All right. Now, she posted on Facebook, and she spoke from her heart. She said it this way, and I can't recapture everything she said, but you brought it to my attention. She said, "Stop taking your children to crime scenes."
Yes.
So, you know, if it traumatized you and you're rehearsing it, we can see it still so alive on you. What must it be doing when a child tries to sleep at night? Wait a minute, when a child is trying to study for school in a classroom? Don't let something break out on the school campus or maybe a student says something that looks like they're in
My
danger.
daughter will be 21 years old this month. She's lost so many friends. She used to be the type of kid that laughed at everything and everything rolled down her back. And now, she ain't even 21 and she got an ulcer. Really?
Wow.
From the trauma.
From the trauma, just the stress. I mean, it's like somebody got shot. She's got a friend right now in the hospital on life support. There's no peace. There's no unity. I mean, there's no respect in our neighborhood. We need to really get together and take pride in the North Side because it's ours. It wasn't just yours to take over and to destroy. It was ours. It was where we raised our children, where families were, where we did family things. You can't even go to the park without being shot up. You can't go with the threat of taking your kids somewhere where it's nice. So people don't want to come to our neighborhood. And you wonder why? Put the guns down. They mean nothing. They're meaningless and they're hurting innocent people. My neighbor, where my neighbor got killed in the street, the neighbor next to her, he hung himself. Now you tell me that this is a white man who's dealing with black people's misery, and that's what I call it, black people's misery. Because nobody else in the world lives like we do. And I don't know why that happens, but it's just the people of color. If we get together on anything, let's get together on violence, y'all, and stop it. That's all I want to say.
Well, see, that's a lot to say. I know she's got to get to work, but let me say this. When we all come together, when we all work hard together, that's when we're going to change this. And because you had a voice today, yeah, it was meant for you to come in here. God wanted you to come in here just so you could get that. Don't you feel better you got that out? Don't you feel good that you got that out?
Somebody else knows now.
That's right, the SB Barber Morning Show. And it's just great to be here. We got more people we're going to talk to. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. And we look forward to you, coming back, having another smoothie.
Oh, yeah.
And getting involved with us. So, SB Barber Morning Show, I'm going to get another guest. I'm going to turn it over to my co-host while I get another guest. Let's go get that smoothie. Come on.
All right. You know what? It's absolutely invigorating. It's inspiring when you hear these real testimonies. And that's why we do what we do right here. All right, we're going to take you to some other personalities and individuals that have stopped in. We're at Sammy's Avenue Eatery. Come on by. We'll be here for a bit here, so we want you to come on by and talk with us. Coming up today, we'll be talking with other individuals from the community. So I'm going to say that name just for a moment. I'm having my peppermint tea. But I forgot they do smoothies here.
They do smoothies.
Oh my goodness, I've been
and we're
missing
taking
my
peace
smoothie.
pledges. We're taking peace pledges.
We're
creating peace pledge. That's what we're doing. We're standing up for peace. And we're doing the bracelets too. Down with violence, up with education. Down with violence, up with education. You got yours now. You got yours. So we're gonna put that on. And we got a young lady we got to interview too. She's ready. We're going over there to talk to her. And you come down here, you come down to Sammy's Avenue Eatery and get your, I gotta put this on for you. There you go. All right, there you go. And you get your peace pledge and you take your pledge.
And we're going to have some folks sign these
Yes, we're going to have folks sign these cards.
Right
That's
now.
right. That's right. 2 people have already. So let's go over here and talk to them. Come on, let's go. We're doing a peace pledge, and welcome to the SB Barber Morning Show. And we'd like you to fill that pledge out. It has a place for you to put in what you want to pledge to do, advocate for. But first of all, I want to get to know you, ma'am, and tell us a little bit about what you do.
I am Deanne Vaughn. I am a Northsider, and I work at Northside. I work at Northside Achievement Zone, and I office out of just upstairs here at Emerge Community Development, and I'm a career and finance specialist.
Well, you know, that's really great. Now, we're just talking to this young lady. She was just saying she witnessed somebody dead in the street, and she also witnessed a lot of crime in the community. She just was hurt. But you know, there's a lot of good stuff going on too.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of good stuff. Well, let's talk about some of the good stuff that you see on the north side. And look at that video. Right
all the good things that I see on the north side. I see families on the north side. I see families full of love for their children and for their community. I see that in my work, and I see that in my own neighborhood. When I get to go to the park with my children, there's other moms and dads there with their kids playing, swinging, building community, talking with each other. I see that a lot too. I see parents who are driven for something better for themselves and for their children, for their scholars. So I see a lot of good in our community.
Well, that's really great. And you know, I know this young lady said you do all the talking. But we just cannot let her get away like that. Because I know you got some great things this year. What do you do?
I work for the Northside Achievement Zone. It's known as NAS. We're located off of Penn and Broadway.
And what do you do there?
I am a family achievement coach. So what I do is I support families and support their scholars to go to college. So whatever that looks like, whether it's career, finance, if they want to get more education, housing, if their children need more math and reading, tutoring help, we support with that.
Well, that sounds wonderful.
To close the achievement gap.
Well, that sounds wonderful because we need that. If we close the achievement gap, we close the crime gap. We
Yes.
close the homicide gap.
Yes.
We close all that. If people have education, they got something positive to do.
Yes.
They don't have to worry about killing somebody else. You know, people kill people because they're hurt.
Yes.
And because they have pain. Because they can't see themselves succeeding.
Yes.
But if we can stop that from happening, we can change all that, right?
That's
How does it
right.
feel to be right in there with the families?
You know, it is so rewarding because not only are we supporting the families are supporting us, because to me, I feel like we all have things that we go through, and there might be a time to where a family could encourage you. So we're supporting each other, and it's through relationships that makes it such a wonderful relationship with the family and us as being the family achievement coaches.
You know, as a young person, you know, what would you tell these young people that are, you know, just this weekend somebody shot out the vans for Emerge, that people get transportation to for jobs back and forth? It's senseless. What would you say to the young people?
I would tell the young people that they can have opportunity as well. They have to want to go to school, they have to want to get their education, they have to change the way that things look like and do something different. That means that they have to go to school. That means that they, need to be in the community. There's so much support here on the north side, like any other, that they can take advantage of. They don't have to be out in the streets.
Absolutely, I agree with that. And if you want success, you can have it. All you really have to do is strive for it. Let me just tell you something. You were born with great gifts and talents. You're born with great gifts and abilities. I tell my granddaughters all the time, you're queens. You're not hoes, you're not bees, you're queens. Act like queens, be the queens that you are. You're kings, be the kings that you are. It's important for us to respond in our community like that. And we must plant that in the heads of our kids. Some it may be too late, but I never say too late because we keep trying. But some maybe need to go to prison sometime just to get their heads cleared up and come back. Others, though, just need some treatment, some therapy, some counseling, some direction, and we can save this community. Okay? Because locking everybody up is clearly not the answer. Okay, we have to figure something out, and we have to work hard. And we have to put our money where the mouth is. Stop talking about stuff. Let's start investing in programs that really work, that really get out our kids. That's important. We must do that. It's been great. Thanks for being on the SB Barber Morning Show. We really appreciate you. Yeah, this has been great. What a wonderful surprise, huh? Oh, man, a great way to start off your Tuesday. SB Barber Morning Show. We got a gentleman. We're coming right to him over here. I know he can't wait to talk to us. Man, it's so good to see you, sir.
Good to see you.
Yes, sir. Welcome to the SB Barber Morning Show.
Are you SB Barber?
She's right there.
Oh, hi. What's the SB stand for?
Surely blessed. How about that?
Shirley Blessed.
Yeah. Shirley Blessed. See, isn't that great? You're
Is it okay if I sit down?
Yes, okay.
Okay, so I'll sit down.
You're being surely blessed by us this morning. So tell us who you are and what you do.
My name's Dan Chandler, and I work for a nonprofit corporation right in the street called Minnesota Wrestling.
Oh, Minnesota Wrestling. Tell us about Minnesota Wrestling.
It's a nonprofit corporation for youth sports. Has 5,000 members statewide, and about 120 wrestling clubs.
Now let me ask you a question. I'm sure I'm not the only one, but this is the first time for me to hear that even exists. So I want you to take 30 seconds, do your pitch to the community to let them know this gem, this jewel that is sitting right here in the community that young people can get involved in. What's the criteria? And look right into that camera.
The criteria is that you're a boy or a girl and you're interested in sports. Women's wrestling is now an Olympic sport, and women's wrestling especially is undergoing tremendous growth nationwide. There's now 35 collegiate institutions that support women's wrestling. And 75 Division I programs and numerous other programs that support Olympic wrestling. So, like I said, we have about 5,000 members, and our membership is shaped like a pyramid, with most of the members being the younger kids, and as they get older, the numbers decrease. And one of our members is wrestling on August 14th in Rio.
Who is that?
His name's Andy Bisick, and he's one of the favorites to win a medal.
And how old is Andy?
And he's about 31.
31 years old.
Started wrestling in Shakopee, and then he joined Minnesota USA Wrestling. He wrestled for our nationwide club, which is called the Minnesota Storm. He's wrestled for us for about the last 12 years.
Say his name one more time.
Andrew Bisick, B-I-S-E-K.
And you know, obviously there are those in the community who know who he is. Wow, he's representing Minnesota in Rio. That is powerful.
It is powerful.
They're going to have the Star Tribune to be running a big article on him sometime this week. I thought it was going to be in this morning's paper, but it might be tomorrow or Thursday.
Oh, wow. We just broke the news.
That's right.
We scooped Star Tribune.
That's right. We're right. We beat you.
And
Star
Sammy's
Trib, we beat you out.
Avenue.
Insight News, we beat you out. Spokesman Recorder, we beat you out. City Pages, we beat you out. And you know what? Newsweek, we beat you out. But listen,
Crushed everybody today.
we crushed them all. What are some of the challenges we have with our kids in the community and wrestling? What are some of the challenges that you have?
Well, just it's a very difficult sport. That's why it's a great sport for kids. It involves a tremendous amount of discipline and dedication. And a lot of kids don't have the ability to stick with it. But the ones that do, I think, really see a lot of benefit from the hard work ethic.
Yes.
How can wrestling, because we have a 7-year-old grandchild, and he's just brilliant.
A lot of energy.
And all that energy, but he wants to wrestle. He loves anything that is, rock
Physical.
climbing,
Yeah.
physical, and he just absorbs it. What can you say to parents who have that kind of a child, and maybe that's the child that can't sit still, in the classroom, and so that child is now labeled as having a disciplinary issue or behavioral issue, and maybe the fact that that child needs an outlet, and all schools don't offer those kinds of things, but if that child knew that they had something they could go to, that might keep them on course for those hours during the day,
Well, you brought
because
up
they're thinking about.
That's a great point, because I've read about how many young kids have that problem in elementary school. And right here on the north side, we have a couple of really good youth wrestling programs. One's at Falwell Park, the other one's at Farview, both run by the Minneapolis Park Board, and they're for elementary age children,
And I
boys
think,
and girls.
I believe Harvest Preparatory has one. They have
Yes.
a female wrestling coach, and she is a champion.
That's Shandell now.
Shandell Knox.
I used to coach her. Yeah, I know Shandell. Yeah.
Can you tell me give me a little bit of black history about wrestling? Can you tell me some great African Americans that came out of the wrestling field that you know?
There's too many. There's a lot of great African American.
Are any of them out of the Minneapolis area?
Yeah, we've had one of our wrestlers went to the University of Minnesota. He was a Chicago native named Michael Foy. I coached him when I was a coach at the university. He went on to make 2 Olympic teams, and he won a silver medal in the 1989 World Championships. Another great African American wrestler is Lee Kemp from Chicago. He's a 3-time world champion. Chris Campbell grew up in New York State. He was a world champion, Olympic bronze medalist at the age of 39, which is remarkable.
Wow.
The list goes on. There's a lot of great African Americans. Right now, on this Olympic team, Jordan Burroughs is the defending Olympic champion at 165 pounds. He might be carrying the flag in the opening ceremonies. He's one of the favorites to be voted to carry the flag on Friday night.
Well, I take it you used to be a wrestler. That's how
I was on 3 Olympic teams.
You were in 3 Olympic Games.
Yes, as an athlete.
What year?
76, 80, and 84. As a matter of fact, we're having a 40-year reunion of the Montreal Olympic wrestling team on Sunday at Redstone in Minnetonka.
At the SB Barber Morning Show, we're here with an Olympic champion, a man
No,
that
not
is-
a champion, as an Olympic team member, but I didn't win the Olympics. I wish I would have, but
Well,
competition was pretty
you know what?
stiff.
If you went to Olympics, to me, you're a champion, baby. you made it. You made it. I've never been there, but at least you made it. And
I
what was
was
that?
a head coach of the 2000 Olympic team. So,
What was that like being a part of the Olympics?
wow. Well, it's hard to say, man. It's just it's the ultimate goal for an athlete, and it's the greatest party in the world, and you've got all this fellowship and excitement, and it's phenomenal, really. I don't know how else to describe it.
You missed out. He is an Olympic champion. He's
No, I'm
been to
not.
the-
Wait a minute. I'm not an Olympic champion. I was on three United States Olympic teams.
He was on 3 United States Olympic teams. To me, that makes him an Olympic champion. I know he doesn't want to take credit, but I'll tell you, isn't that amazing?
Yes, it is.
That is amazing. And so,
And the humility that's there. And you know, you're sitting here, I
still
mentioned,
had to bring it up, so I'm not that humble.
I'm thinking about Chantel being a female wrestler. I mean, what are some of the challenges maybe that she shared with you as she was growing up?
Well, I can't profess that I know Chandel real well. She trained over at Powderhorn Park in South
Okay.
Minneapolis. But I know her. I knew her father and her brother and one of her other coaches. But I know that women competing in wrestling is kind of a stigma because it's recognized more well. They're real rough and tumble, more of a men's sport. But
Speaking of women, we've got some women that just walked in.
we got some women that just walked in. One of them gave
And
us
they
a
know how
cutthroat.
to rumble.
Hey, one of us gave us a cutthroat. And you know what that means when you get to cutthroat. But Ann, I know Ann's going to talk to you. So, come on over here, y'all. We're live on Facebook. We're streaming live on Facebook. And it's so good to see you. I just love you to death, honey. Now we got the president of the Rotary here, and we have Ann, which got me in the Rotary. I mean, she got me in, and so I got to have a conversation with her about that because I love Rotary. But Ann, how you doing? Tell us about what's going on with you, and tell the world, because we're worldwide here, the SB Barber Morning Show. Now we're gonna get to our president. You know she got to say something, but anyway, just tell us what's going on with you.
What's going on with me lately? Well, there's a lot going on.
Africa, there's some stuff going on in Africa. You got
Stuff
something
going
planned?
on in Africa. We're planning to build a women's center in Senegal, so we're working on that. Fundraising is going to start soon, and this is going to be a great undertaking, and I need lots of support for that. The girls' hygiene program is still going on strong in Senegal. In Gambia, we just got a report from the 50 girls who we delivered hygiene kit to, and we had a 2-day conference in the Gambia. So they're doing really well, and they're moving that movement forward, and the Department of Education wants more hygiene kits to keep more girls in school.
How can people help you with hygiene kits? Because how many would you
Yes.
like to take to Africa with you?
You know what? I would like to take, for my next trip, I'd like to take at least 100 more.
100 more? So what's the
more
total?
kids.
100? So
100 more
200?
kids. We've done 100 so far. We've done 50 in Gambia, 50 in Senegal, and so if we could do 100 more, that would be a steady increase. And
Now,
then-
when you say take them, I may have missed something.
Oh, okay.
Do they need sponsorship to go, and what age?
What we do is we get together and we have sew-a-thons to make washable
SEW. Okay.
Sew-a-thons to actually sew washable pads for the girls, and we include underwear, we include soap, washcloths, and things like that. And we make a backpack that goes with it, and we keep all their personal items in that bag that serves as a backpack also.
So I think the SB Barber Morning Show is going to get behind you. We're going to try to help you get 100 more kits, okay?
All right.
So that means you need to tell us what
As
to
a
do.
matter of fact, the reason I ask is because we have Stop Bullying Now movement young people, and their ages actually supposed to be 13 to 20. But we've got some brilliant 11, 12-year-olds, and we want to make sure that they are hands-on and have something that they can aspire to or get involved in. I don't know how many would be interested, but I guarantee you we're going to contribute a number of young people. If we have to hit the streets from Stop Bullying Now movement to get them ready to go with you. So many of our young children have never ever been out of the country. What an opportunity. Oprah has her school that she started, and then, you know what's really powerful? I almost said her name, but she started and founded Love Works Academy. I almost said her name.
I don't know.
I don't want to mess it up.
That's okay.
You'll think of it, but
We'll think of
she's African American, started that school. Now she is in Africa. She took that concept that God gave her and went to Africa doing the same thing. Look at what we are doing for our own. Isn't that powerful? And that's intercontinental. Don't get me started.
Well, we won't get you started. We're gonna stop you. But we want to try to do 50 kids for you. Mad Dads. We're gonna try to do 50 kids. SB Barber Morning Show is gonna do something. And she didn't want to
That'll
talk.
be included with you. Yes.
Now, she don't want to be involved because she's, got a lot on her mind. She's a busy president, but she is the president of the Northside Rotary. And I just got to have her say a few words because we need you to join the Northside Rotary. So she's going to do her elevator speech real quick to get you involved in something real positive. Hi, Susan.
Hi, I'm Susan Smith, president of the Rotary Club of North Minneapolis. Hi, everybody. We just left our meeting, and I wanted to just bring to your attention a couple of events that Rotary is going to be involved with Mad Dads. One is Friday, August 5th. It's the Senior Pride Day. And then also Saturday, August 13th, it is the Festival of Fathers, which is taking place over at North Commons from 9 until 11.
Yep, from 11 to 4.
11 until 4.
Yep.
So we would love to have you come out and say the Peace Pledge, because the Rotary Club, we're about peace and conflict resolution. We care also about literacy and education, and we definitely want to make sure our mothers and our infants have health and wellness in this community. So that is what the Rotary Club of North Minneapolis is about. We meet on Tuesdays at 7:35 a.m. at Emerge. That's 1834 Emerson Avenue North, second floor. Please come and join us. We have a lively and a fun club. SB has been there to visit.
Oh, yes, and we'll be
VJ
back.
is our VJ with the DJ. We have something special waiting you early in the morning that will jumpstart your day.
That's right.
Preparing you to be fit for service.
So listen, that's all she's going to do today. She'll come back another time and do much more for you, blow you away. You need to join the Rotary. It's a great opportunity to learn. If you want to be empowered by some in the community, the Rotary Club is a place to do it. Oh, we got real guests coming in the house too.
5 minutes.
We got
Real guests?
we got real guests, real leaders. All of these are real guests. I like Susan. Susan corrected me, real guests. Because you're not a guest, you family. You're part of our family, part of our club.
One thing I want to say about the kids, we're also planning on having an event where we get together on the north side and assemble the kits that Ann was referring to, the sanitary kits that are going over to Africa. So that's another way that we can put sweat equity to do something for our brothers and sisters, our sisters over in Africa.
Great.
See, again, this is what we're talking about, community. It's all about your perception. Even when there's a problem, there is a solution. There's always a solution. And instead of being concerned about what isn't happening in a positive way, there are positive things going in. See it like double Dutch. Jump in where you can.
Get in where you fit in.
I like that. Get in where you fit in. Teach one.
See, once we got Susan started, we can't stop her now. Ain't no stopping now. She gave me the cut throat now. I'm gonna cut her throat because she won't stop. Hey, I like that. That's a beautiful thing, though. And I think that it's important that we understand there is a lot. We talk about Northside like it's someplace that you don't want to be. It's someplace you do want to be. There's a lot of great stuff going on here. There's a lot of great community people, and there's a lot of strength here. And there's even people that want to do things across the waters, like Ann Dillard. So if you want to be a part of that, there's great opportunities. So don't miss out on that. This is a great time.
Is that a Mad Dad's mom?
That's a mom's
Wearing
division.
T-shirt?
That's a mom's division, but and we'll get to her. We got some other folks here we want to talk to and see how they're doing. This brother is getting up bananas and a monkey. Now that's because he's eating healthy. This is my guy here. He's eating healthy. You know, and so we just want to find out, brother, you're keeping the health real, you're keeping it real, you got the queen with you, and everything. What's going on today? What's happening in the community? How you doing?
Oh man, just waking up, trying to get some healthy food. You know, getting ready for the work day. Just here at Sammy Support Blackwood, and it's a social gathering place for all of us who are in this struggle.
And that's what we do. That's SB Barber Morning Show. Every Tuesday, you come in here, I'm in here looking and waiting for certain people to pop up, and they show up every now and then. How you doing, sister? Good to see you.
Great.
Yeah, good to see you, man. Tell me now what's going on. What's going on? Now, last time I seen you was a few months ago. Since then, there's been a lot of work in the community, a lot of stuff going on, a lot of cries for justice. You know, on our end, we're working with families, we're trying to make sure we get justice in our community. How do you feel now? Where we at?
Well, I feel that we're at a point where we have to continue fighting for the justice that we deserve and demanding it, because if we just sit on the sidelines and if we're silent, things will continue on as they were. As you know, the last time I saw you, we were still talking about the death of Jamar Clark and the fact that he didn't get justice. And since that time, we've had another young man, Philando Castile, who's also been killed by the police. And what this illustrates is that this isn't about one particular police department. This is about systemic issues impacting our entire state, and the fact that our laws and policies are not protecting us as African Americans. And so we have to be vigilant in the fight for justice and not give up. You know, we have to refuse to be refused and not allow political leaders to appease us with minimal gains. It's time for something more drastic to happen within the system.
What is it really going to take? I mean, I'm frustrated. What is it going to take for us to say, if you're wrong, you're wrong? You know, I mean, if I do something wrong, I'm going to jail.
Right.
If you do something wrong, you're going to get locked up. What is it going to take for us to really get justice, and what can the rest of the American citizens do to get more involved, to help change laws so that we can get that done?
Well, I think sometimes, as I mentioned earlier, it's going to take more drastic change. In order for that to happen, that means that we have to have more drastic actions behind it. During the 1950s and 60s, after Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat on that bus in Montgomery, Alabama, one of the things that happened was that it actually spurred action on the part of the entire community that got behind Rosa Parks. You know, they saw her being arrested for standing up for her people and fighting against the Jim Crow system that was legal, particularly in the South. So they took to the streets. You know, they started boycotting the buses and saying, you know what, we're not going to spend our money in a system that doesn't treat us as though we're equal. And that made a huge impact. The fact that for 13 months, I believe, that they took to the streets, carpool, took taxi cabs, whatever they had to do to not spend their money in that system. And it dramatically changed the laws and the conditions that African Americans experience. So I think we're going to have to hit them in the pocketbook. I think we're going to have to boycott some of our establishments. We have boycotted the Mall of America now for over a year because of how they treated protesters. I think we also should have a week or two where we don't ride the Metro transit buses and trains, because that is a government